Would you wait outside while we confer?
Yes, sir. If that is what you wish.
Gentlemen, what is your verdict?
He seemed embarrassed at one point, and I thought his smile was forced. The explanation of the bribery passage slightly foolish. But I must admit, sir, that under such emotional duress, Mr. Randolph handled himself with composure.
Mr. Pickering?
I agree. The man has shown no guilty emotion.
I believe he came through it well. And I'm sure that once he's had time to recollect, he will clear himself completely of all of the charges.
You, sir, have treated me as a criminal even before giving me a chance to defend myself.
Sir.
To consult with others who are not my friends, to take their words to mine, who have served you so faithfully for so long. Dispatches are missing. How can I be expected to recall details from so long ago? Are you accusing me of encouraging an insurrection? By God, I will not serve in office 1 second after such treatment. You have betrayed me, Mr. President.
Quite a revealing display.
The verdict now seems obvious. Guilty as charged. The man is another Benedict Arnold.
Leave.
But, sir, we owe...
Now.
Better his hand had been cut off than he signed that vile treaty! King George of America! No King George! No King George!
Glad you're here. Although I wouldn't have wanted you to see me the way I've been past few days.
I can't help wishing I had been here.
Mr. Randolph has published a vindication, a 100-page letter justifying all of his actions as Secretary of State.
Oh, my dear.
I feel naked among my enemy. At least with Arnold's treason, I was surrounded by friends, Lafayette, Hamilton, Knox. But now I'm with strangers. Narrow men with crabbed minds that let in no air or light. Edmund was my only friend left. Now he's denounced me.
You did what you thought was right.
Yes, but was it right? Or have the years, constant tension so dimmed my judgment that I've condemned an innocent man? I've hurt him. And now he's accused me of being a half-deaf old man without memory or sense, who's allowed himself to be duped by schemers into sacrificing his closest friend. At least Mr. Randolph's right about half-deaf old man. That's a stranger who looks back at me every morning in the mirror.
George, please, don't...
You know, I'm accused of having lusted for the presidency, That I've always been a Briton at heart?
Such poppycock.
And now this is another royal slap in the face. The British again are taking our seamen off of American ships. They seem determined to force us to fight them. Is that what they want? War? Do I have to buckle on my sword and go slay these dragons?
George.
But the most immediate question. What am I going to tell the Congress? What is the state of this union?
Thank heaven I'm not in his shoes.
What can he say? He and his administration are under such violent attack.
Well, of course, he'll try to justify the Jay Treaty.
He must attack the mass meetings that have buried him in angry resolutions.
We might as well buckle on our armor, Senator. He's going to flay us alive. To try and paint the nation in the darkest possible colors. Frighten the people into rallying behind him.
Fellow citizens of the Senate and House of Representatives, at no time in the short history of this nation have our public affairs afforded such cause for mutual congratulations and rejoicing. I ask you all to join me in thanking the author of all good for our numerous and extraordinary blessings. I will count only a few. General Wayne's peace with the Indians in the Northwest, and accommodations with the Creeks and Cherokees in the Southwest. The prospect, through Ambassador Pinckney in Madrid, of a Spanish treaty which could open up the Mississippi. As for the Jay Treaty, it has been presented to His Britannic Majesty with objections, which I trust will be quickly resolved. Prudence and moderation on every side can now end all international discord which has heretofore menaced our tranquility. As for domestic affairs, we have equal cause for satisfaction. While Europe is embroiled in wars, her population starving, our favored country enjoys peace. Faithful to ourselves, we have violated no obligation to others. Since the region which supported the Whiskey Rebellion now enjoys the blessings of quiet and order, I have pardoned all of the rebels convicted. As for frontier policy, I maintain as before that the trail of peace demands compassion toward the Indians. I urge that they be protected by law. Only such a course will reflect luster on our national character. Temperate discussion and mutual forbearance, where there is a difference of opinion, are so obvious and necessary for the peace, happiness, and welfare of our country that they need no recommendation of mine. If we but remember the 7 long years of blood and sacrifice that gave us our liberty, then we will surely find the will to rededicate ourselves, not only to peace, but to our noblest aspirations and ideals. It is not too much to say that our country now exhibits a spectacle of national happiness never surpassed, if ever before equaled. And to cooperate with all of you in continuing this great work is the fervent wish of my heart.
How can a rational mind find anything in that shout of hallelujah to quarrel with?
The old man has amazed me again.
From hence let those be warned who mean to wed, lest mutual falsehood stain the bridal bed. For each deceiver to his cost may find, the marriage frauds too oft are paid in kind.
Thank you, Mr. President, for inviting us. These days it takes courage to be seen with the British ambassador.
Well, we're not all angry Jacobins.
I'll never forget the cheer you brought to your country with that amazing speech.
Well, it cannot compare to the cheer that you just brought to this old man's heart.
You are not old at all, sir. I hear your staff still has trouble keeping up with you.
Excuse me, Mr. President.
Oh, Mr. Walcott, good evening.
I met Mr. Hamilton on my trip to New York, and he made me promise to give you a message. As your second term will soon be over, he urges you not to commit yourself to retirement.
To quote my wife's exact words, poppycock. We have a perfectly good replacement in Mr. Adams.
You're generous, sir, to think so.
You should be ready to contend with Mr. Jefferson in this election. He's being pushed mightily forward, not only by his own faction, but the French.
Well, certainly that's the talk.
I feel that we do need a New Englander like yourself. Virginians have no corner on able men.
Well, don't tell that to Jefferson, Madison, and Monroe.
I have. They didn't speak to me for days.
It's beautiful. Look, George, isn't it beautiful?
It's one of the last pieces Josiah Wedgwood did before he died. It's called Jasperware.
Eliza, isn't it perfect?
Very nice.
Mrs. Liston, how dear of you to bring it to us all the way from England.
I'm so pleased that you like it.
It's exquisite.
Yes, it's beautiful, but there's something missing.
Missing?
The flowers.
Of course.
Well, George, why don't you show Mrs. Liston your garden while Eliza and I see to refreshments?
Perhaps you could pick something for the vase.
Yes. Madam?
Martha, can't you see that woman would kill to be alone with the president?
If I let feathers fly over every woman who's flirted with George through the years, I wouldn't have any feathers left.
I do enjoy cut flowers. Today, I don't know, they seem too beautiful to touch.
Too beautiful? Yes, I know what you mean. They have their season and then they're gone. But not really. Their seeds promise us flowers forever.
What a lovely thought. Is something wrong?
No. It's just when you said that, it reminded me of someone I knew a long time ago in Virginia. I can't tell you how much I like Mr. Liston. As the new British ambassador, he is as gracious as his predecessor was cantankerous.
But how can any man not be sunny in spirit with such a beautiful young lady at his side?
Oh, dear. That's the second time you've made me blush. I hardly deserve such a compliment.
Well, forgive me, I did not intend to embarrass you.
No, I enjoy compliments. But I'm afraid I've been too bold, especially at such early acquaintance. To have come here today using that gift as a pretext, hoping that you'd be here. Yes, it's true. I'm fascinated by your greatness.
Now you made me blush.
Oh, I know you're merely a man, flawed like all others. That's exactly why I'm so intrigued by that special quality that sets a man or a woman apart.
I am, madam, in all respects, ordinary.
Ordinary is the last word in the world I'd ever use for you. And madam sounds so distant. You must call me Henrietta.
No, I don't think it's...
Do you know you were the great bogeyman of my youth? The terrible ogre who led the foolish, misbegotten colonies in treasonous rebellion against God and King.
I had no idea.
Yes, nannies used to frighten their little charges into eating porridge that wicked George Washington would get them.
I'm sure it's the same with good Jeffersonian mothers who frighten their children in the same way.
How can everyone not want to praise your name to the heavens for your determination to bring peace among all nations? I know you are hurt by the shouts of irrational men, but at such times, forgive me. I want to take you in my arms and just hold you. I don't know why I did that. Forgive me.
No. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sir, I'm here not to talk of me, but of your extraordinary farewell address you've written. And I hope this version that I prepared for your consideration captures your true spirit.
Thank you, Alex, for all of your hard work on this. Friends and fellow citizens, where's my opening?
The opening about all the abuses in the newspapers, yet you'll pass over them in utter silence.
You mean I sounded like some frantic, beleaguered old warrior who must, as he retires, face his enemy with his sword slashing, indulging in wounded pride? God, I have you, Alex, to rid this of those unconscious egotisms. Hope to observe a virtuous nation continuing the blessings that would encourage nations throughout the world to seek a similar liberty.
You've said it many times, sir.
Have I?
Yes.
Then it's excellent.
Yes, I know.
No, I'd cut this out here. This smacks too much of affected modesty. And make this here more to the point. Since the Constitution is a rock on which union rests, no branch of government should encroach on any other. Only experience, the surest standard.
Oh, no, sir. I think it's much stronger if, That's it. Experience. You're absolutely right, sir.
You kept my warning against partisan politics. Political contention is a fire not easily put out. We must guard against it, for instead of warming, it could destroy us.
Hear, hear.
Why should the United States entangle our peace and prosperity in the toils of European ambition, rivalship, interest, humor, or caprice?
A new declaration of independence from Europe.
Yes. Now you're being too gentle with me here. So you shouldn't have kept this about my not being moved by ambition or lust for power.
But it's true.
No. And that I'd not gained but lost money in government service?
Sir, you have
No,
lost
take
money.
it out. Take it out. It's vanity. Good. You kept the final words. I anticipate with pleasing expectation a retirement in which I can enjoy in the midst of my fellow citizens the benign influence of good laws under a free government, the
happy reward of our mutual cares, labors, and dangers.
Thank you, Christopher. You came from Mount Vernon to be with us here in Philadelphia for the 2 terms of my presidency, and you have served us very well. And now it's time to go home.
Mrs. Washington and I, in gratitude for all that you've done, have decided to leave you here in the city, thereby granting you your freedom under Pennsylvania law.
Master Washington, I thank you.
There's a wonderful man here named Richard Allen, and a group of your own people called the Free African Society who will find employment for you as freed men and women. Christopher will give you an envelope tomorrow with money in it to help you in your new way of life.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, well, we can talk tomorrow.
Ma'am, I know.
I know. I shall miss you too, Molly.
Oh, ma'am. I thank the Lord.
You'll find a new life here. And your children won't grow up as slaves now. Molly, should you ever find Only Judge, would you tell her, please, that she can remain free? That Mistress Washington would like very much to see her again someday.
Excuse me, sir.
I've been thinking. I want to go back with you to Mount Vernon. I want to be with you to the end of your days.
Difficult to believe. Your last night as president. You look sad. Lonely.
If I am, it's because I don't understand. I tried my best to serve well. I wanted to leave behind a people working together peacefully. And all we do is fight. We fight I'm not sure we'll even survive. I failed, Martha. I failed.
Forget the newspaper slanders. Forget the angry voices. Remember only that for all of your life, in peace and war, you've done what your conscience told you must be done for the greater good of your country. It matters not what some of the people might think. It matters only that you know what you've accomplished. You brought this nation into being. You preserved its freedom. You kept it out of war. God knows, Mr. Washington, you've not failed. You've done magnificently.
President-elect John Adams.
How long has the president been waiting? I'm not sure, sir. But I hear he walked here alone.
Well, Mr. President, this is the day.
You're still officially president, sir.
Not for long. I'm nearly out. You're nearly in. See which of us will be the happiest.
The Chief Justice is ready, Mr. President.
Yeah, it seems like only yesterday. It's something I'll never forget, I'll tell you. I'll never forget it.
Remember Trenton? Marching through the cold and dark.
And the sleet wet our powder so our muskets wouldn't fire. And we were wondering what the devil we were going to do. And the general says, use your steel!
And give it all possible success and duration consistent with the ends of his providence.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
I believe this is the most satisfying moment of my career. The torch has been passed without violence, not to a king,
Yes, Mr. President, I agree with you. After you, Mr. President.
Oh, no. I'm a private citizen now. Mr. Vice President.